What clown stuff. All right, let me explain everything that's going on. We've been going through like a little history lesson, right, of the Galera and all the people that the Galera has been connected to. Annie from 10 to Life, Truthy Magoo. Oh yeah, y'all forgot about that. And a few other people. Let me name them. Let me name a few. The Dad Challenge podcast. Damn, I forgot. I would have put his name in the title. Well, I'll put it in the title for the clips. Dad Challenge podcast. Whole bunch of people. Some chick that used to do impersonation. She did like an impersonation of me some years ago. Illuminacy, whatever the hell, whatever. This ninja guy that says he jumps through walls in other countries. I don't know why. He's like, just says, I jump through walls and save children. You just want to get clicks and views, huh? Let's look at this old video where all these people combine, jump on a panel and start calling themselves like the new Justice League. The title of this video, or part of the title of this video, says 5 superheroes unite to combat this serious superhero. They called themselves superheroes, bro. They really did. I'm gonna show some of the screen here and there. Don't forget to hit the like button, share the video as well, man. This is some informative stuff, man. I'm digging into the crates, the stuff that people don't know about the Galera. That's public information, especially on YouTube. A lot of these lazy YouTubers, it happened a year ago. I'm not even going to take the time to look at it. That's crazy. I don't operate like that. If you could show me receipts, I'm definitely going to be the first one to say, let me see those receipts. So let's get into it, guys.
Hopefully I do this right.
You guys, if my sound is making a noise, does everybody else hear that?
We're here.
You're good. Yeah, you're fine.
We should be live, guys. We should be live, man. We should be live. Definitely. We are. What is up, everybody? Tonight we have a huge blockbuster superhero freaking panel. We have Illumination, the DCP, and Truthy Magoo. And we also have the Glare coming on a little bit later.
Yo, he really said we got a superhero pick. Go back, bring it back, man.
Have a live
Noise does everybody.
There's somebody that used to be probably still is behind the scenes, but the Galera's lapdog and DCP's lapdog. All of them are under the DCP. No, you know what? No. It's Sloan. They're all under the Sloan family tree, guys. Here's how the ranking order goes. Sloan, Annie from 10 to Life, Dad Challenge podcast, the Galera, the rest of these losers.
Everybody else hear that?
We're here.
You're good.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, you're fine.
We should be live, guys. We should be live, man. We should be live. Definitely. We are. What is up, everybody? Tonight we have a huge blockbuster superhero freaking panel. We have Illumination,
Superheroes,
the DCP, and Truthy Magoo. And we also have the Glare coming on a little bit later. He is running a little bit behind. We are also going to be talking about some very sensitive subjects. So they
got a superhero panel with Truthy Magoo. Babe, in case you don't know, Truthy Magoo's the guy that fake deleted himself in a video game to avoid these not allegations, but actual criminal record of him doing R. Kelly nasty stuff. He was afraid that was going to come out. He also blamed me, said he was terrified of me. Okay. Disgusting. But yeah, that's who that is. And he's in the superhero group, guys. He's in the superhero group. Whoa. Surprise, surprise.
We want to put out a warning right now. If you trigger warning ahead of time, there may be some things that we talk about that might just freak you out just a little bit. But I implore you to try to stay no matter what, so you can hear absolutely everything we have to say, all of our reactions, everything that's going to be going on with these families, the bullshit that they're putting all of these kids through. Whether, just always remember that abuse isn't always physical. There's always had a mental abuse as well.
Yo. And the Galera's on your panel? Damn, you got a lineup, bro. What kind of superhero team is this? Now I get your Watchmen comment even more. I get your Watchmen comment here. They're not heroes. They definitely not heroes. Let's see. Let's go through the lineup. The Galera. abused his child. This is facts. This is facts. And according to Mr. Nutt, abuse is more than just physical as well. So we definitely went over that limit high. Then we got Truth Magoo, the guy who faked not passing away, my bad, deleting himself from the video game. If you know, you know. Why? Because he's afraid of BX Beast Boy discovering some details about him that he wanted hidden. Dad Challenge Podcast doxed multiple channels. Literally did a premiere stream, bro. Didn't even release it. The premiere stream was like a screenshot of someone's docs with the description of their docs. I'm talking name, address, location, state, all of that, phone number. And then once it was time for the premiere, he deleted the premiere because there was no video. He just wanted an excuse to dox someone, to intimidate them, and to not talking about them again. You see, that's what these guys do. They try to intimidate you, and then when that doesn't work, slander is what's next. I already see them trying to slander me right now in comment sections, like they've been doing for years. And it's kind of disappointing that certain content creators won't ask for proof, evidence, anything. The same way that I ask for proof of evidence. You know, I actually show receipts. I keeps my receipts on deck. How many people can say the same? I know Fang Gang can say the same. My whole crew keep receipts. It's a lot of nastiness out here.
With that being said, guys, I want to thank everybody that's out there watching, all 77 individuals that are out here kicking ass with us, and to all those people that'll be coming in slowly. Really, really thank you. Unfortunately, I have to get on a call real quick. Mike,
did somebody say I was going real life? How? Somebody said I was going real life. How did I go real life? By reacting to a video? Man, maybe they misspoke. You 6'2". You 6'2".
Hey guys, you're pouring cement. As everybody knows, I'm in Honduras, and we are building some homes. So I have to get on a call. It's going to be about a minute.
Should we make this a call-in stream? That'd probably be entertaining.
Long. I'm going to let the DCP
hit the like button, man. If y'all want me to take calls, hit the like button. Share the video.
Take it from here. So go ahead, buddy.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. As you guys know, I don't know if you know this or not, but my name is Josh. I'm from the Dad Challenge Podcast, and recently I've uncovered some crazy analytics that's going on. Lacey, we talk a lot. Lacey and I work together on her channel, and it's amazing. Don't forget to go subscribe. Truthy, I've been with you. We've talked about a bunch of different things outside of this, but generally my channel is geared towards parenting, and it has morphed into a anti-exploitation campaign, basically against family.
Remember, they said the glare was he never said he fought for victims and he was the voice for this is multiple times you've said this in the last few streams. Now, either people are being lazy with their research, or they just don't know what they're talking about. Or they're lying. They know how nasty he is, and they're lying. Crazy.
Vloggers. And that's kind of where my niche has pinpointed itself. And so what I'm doing now is, for whatever reason, this thing just has exploded. And I thought, hey, let's get on a call. Not only have I been struck by these family vloggers like copyright strikes, and I'm fighting it as we speak because they're scared. So I can't go live on my channel, which is
I was about to say the glare. DCP also striked my channel for literally doing the same thing that he did. He called out, family channels. I found out that the Dad Challenge Podcast used to be a family channel. I found his old family channel before he became anti-family channel. And he struck the video down and claimed it was because I showed his kids in a family channel video. I literally played a clip for 5 seconds, maybe less than that, because I was skimming through it. I don't even think his kid came on the screen. Maybe an arm. Maybe an arm. But yeah, he's a hypocrite. They're all hypocrites, and they're disgusting. And people just believe, let's just keep defending them blind.
Whatever. I don't care. I don't go live very often anyway. So I thought tonight, why don't we get some amazing people on here who are against the exploitation of children, as far as I'm concerned, who, specifically Truthy, I've talked about the SL case a lot. And that's a big deal on the internet right now. And it's very polarizing. This isn't very polarizing. This is like, you're either for exploitation of kids or you're not. So if you engage in watching these channels, you're actually taking part in the exploitation of children.
That's nasty. So they're saying if you watch any family channel whatsoever, you engage in exploitation of children. I would say that's pretty damn extreme. There are a plethora of family channels that do it the right way. You're out of pocket, bro.
That's going to be my stance.
You're out of
pretty
pocket.
Hard line. And I want to show you guys some data, some analytics. And so the analytics is what's kind of popped. Now, what do you guys know about analytics? Like, Lacey, have you been watching what's been going on?
Well, I've been watching what's been going on with you. I don't quite know how to read the, I wouldn't even know where to begin. If you were to say like, Lace, go get your stuff and bring it back to me. And I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Good. You know? So you're going to be you're going to be the person that I'm going to expose this to. So you're our audience that people don't know what I'm talking about, which means good. I'll explain it to you like you're 5 years old. Truth, you understand analytics. You understand what's going on in the back end. You're kind of a
I was going to tell you when we were backstage, I just looked the other day, my channel went from 78% female to 92% female. So I'd love some male subscribers.
I feel the same way.
You're not going to find any on my channel. So, but so, I mean, a lot of this has to do what do you guys know?
I don't really get the point of that, but all right.
So far about this, you're back, EJ. I like calling EJ. You're back. What do you guys know about family vloggers? What do you know?
I just know what I know from Daddy 05, who is the most horrible person on the planet.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like the devil reincarnated.
Okay, walk me through that. Walk me through. I don't know the story. Tell me, because
so basically, what he did was.
How are you supposed to be the beacon of hope for family channels? Going against family channels, and you don't know who Daddy 05 is. That sounds ridiculous.
It's just a lot of joking with his kids, but it was mental torture with his one son. I think his name was Cody, where that child was the brunt of absolutely everything. He literally took the kid's Xbox, destroyed it in front of him. And that's one of the smallest things. The other one was he would let the older brothers punch him in the face. They had another one where there was a competition between Cody and the sister where they would slap each other, and the person to quit would be the loser. And so the daughter got slapped by Cody and lost. Then the older brother got into the.
All right, let's drop the link. If anyone wants to call in and say something rival to my opinion, you're more than welcome to. Let's have some fun.
Competition. And had slapped a little one, and Cody being the smallest got his head smashed in with this slap, and it just the mental torture, man, of this child.
Yeah, Daddy 05 was disgusting. Still is. I think he's banned and he's using his kids' channels now to do his YouTube videos, which is nasty. But yes, 100%. The stuff that they did to this child was crazy. It was wild, fam. And I'm not a therapist, so some kind of doctor or something, right? So I don't want to overanalyze, but this kid was showing a lot of clear signs that things were not right. And they would punish him for showing these signs of crying for help, right? And it was crazy. There was a lot of mental stuff. I ain't gonna front. They went in there one time, poured invisible ink all over the carpet, and then started screaming at him and said, "Why'd you do this to the carpet?" And he didn't know what? Where did this come from? What are you talking? And he's losing it, fam. And it was really horrid. It was nasty. And they filmed it, edited it, posted it, and then had the nerve to keep punishing him and making that into content. Yeah, we're all going to go to Disneyland, but we're not going to take him. Now let's film how he feels about it. Disgusting.
I think me and Shruti Magoo were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
He is no longer with the family.
Right. Oh, okay. So I knew of them. I guess I never put them in the category of family bloggers, but I knew of them just because
I don't know how
it was actually in the news. They were a big channel, and so their final prank, as I recall, was they shot invisible ink all over the carpet, and they blamed.
Yes.
They said, "What'd you do?"
How is this not my mission? It's not my mission to go after family channels, but I know more about family channels than the Dad Challenge podcast. He's a grifter.
What'd you do, Cody? What'd you do? And then the kids crying and screaming, and they're like, it's invisible ink. We got you.
A lot of people, they built a huge following.
I know that Cody gone.
He had a breakdown.
They built a huge following. He didn't have a breakdown. That kid, Cody, had multiple breakdowns filmed. His other siblings, because they seen the father bullying him for content, now they would bully him for content. And the father would allow it. These kids were putting out their own videos independently. He's playing a video game. They'll just walk in and turn the video game off, or like break the video game or something and laugh at him and record it and upload it. Like, look at him getting so mad. Why are you so mad? And they would gaslight him to make him think that he was wrong for being upset and they would say, it's just content, bro. Why? Because their father would say that. I actually have a documentary on this, guys. If you want to watch it, it's on my YouTube channel, BX Beast Boy. I have a full documentary on the Daddy 05 situation.
The child had a mental. Yeah. He was like 9 years old, beautiful young man. You could tell he was very smart, very articulate. He knew what he wanted to do in life. But his family was just holding him back, man. And they mentally tortured this child beyond.
I'm talking, what's his name from Ramsay from Game of Thrones type of stuff. Like, it made no reason. I said it made no reason. They had no reason, and it made no sense. It was on some, you're trying to break him.
Anything I've ever seen. Oh, so he is.
But it made main news, I think.
It did. It did make main news, and he is the king of harsh and evil family vloggers.
They basically, so good. I'm glad I'm never hearing with this. So they basically tortured this little kid for views.
Yes,
he's out of the family now. Has there been any charges been pressed? Anything like that?
I don't know. I haven't followed as much. So
the last time I looked, the dad had turned the channel into all the kids are still there, and they're all trying to make rap videos and make it big.
Nah, they don't know nothing. They lost the channel. It was taken down. If I'm not mistaken, the sons, the kids still have their YouTube channel. And the father is still making content through their YouTube.
In the hip hop industry. Yeah. So I don't know. I would assume that he doesn't have any charges. But I know from everything I read, they took Cody away because of the documented mental abuse and physical abuse.
Yeah. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to dive into it. And so, I mean, there's been some problematic, things that have happened out there, specifically as it pertains to YouTubers and family vloggers. And now this is a relatively new phenomenon. If you know anything about Johnny K plus 8, those kids have actually now grown up. I think they've got to be around 18 now, don't they? They're close to being adults.
The oldest ones are in college.
Yeah. So they're old. Some of them are of age. And they apparently, it messed them up completely. And so we do have a slight benchmark of what this has meant for putting your life on the line. Though, think about this. TLC,
I get mentioned in this.
They started the whole thing with all these family vloggers, but those people actually had to abide by SAG-AFTRA rules, whereas YouTube does not. There are no protections in place for these kids on YouTube, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about today. These kids are being exploited for views and money, and they're being.
Let's get to where the Galera calls in.
Almost okay. So if you want to make her way.
And always
he starts pulling out these fake analytics. I remember this too. He kept going around with these analytics that were like super fake, so bad that the website eventually banned him from showing their analytics, right? So what this website did was, it's kind of similar to like Social Blade or something like that, where it gives you an estimate of how much money these channels are making, what's their audience, is the audience like a certain percentage male, is it a certain percentage like female? Fam, that jam was inaccurate, just like all of those damn websites. They're never accurate, right? But the Dad Challenge podcast is using this as a way to try to expose the family channel industry. It was so stupid. It is so dumb.
People will take the good stuff and run with it and see how far they can push the limits. So.
I see your point. Showing a Christmas dinner is, everybody goes singing "Oh Holy Night" isn't exploitive. But however, I've never really thought about what you're saying, but something popped into my head. Maybe like money a little less and enjoy time with your family. Yeah. Don't put anything up there. I don't know.
Well, here's my second point. I'm gonna push back a little bit, Mr. Nutt, on what you just said there. So here's why I think this is dangerous. And I actually have Dr. Kirk Honda from Psychology in Seattle coming on next week to talk about this.
Okay.
I don't think that kids can consent. And the issue here is that they're not, your parents cannot fully get their kids' consent. And here's why. Yeah, maybe you can do innocent videos. We're playing Monopoly, going to Disneyland, all that stuff. Maybe. I have no problem with that as long as you're not exploiting your kids.
Exactly.
And they need to be, the problem is that all these family vloggers rely on their kids because that's what, and I interviewed a girl today who was a family vlogger and said that you get premiums. Yeah. You get premiums for having your family on. Yeah.
We have our fifth party member that's going to be coming in here in a second. The glare.
Yo, fam, they really think they a superhero team. This is crazy.
The glare, what is up, man?
Yo, what's happening, man?
Chilling, man. How's it
going, guys?
We're doing pretty good. We're doing great, man. I'm glad you finally made it. We were missing you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was working, and I actually left work early so I could do this.
I feel special. Yeah. We feel special.
Well, no, if he doesn't feel special, I mean, this is an all-star little panel here, man. I'm my dream panel right here. You kidding?
There we go.
Will, let me catch you up. We just went through the analytics, the problematic analytics of the family channels, and I think you modded my channel, so you kind of know what I'm talking about anyway, right?
Yeah. But the stuff that you've been going over, I've been listening, and it's shocking. This is stuff that I have not thought about. This is stuff that I had not considered. So it's extremely educational to me. I have a whole. I mean, I already thought it was a little dirty, but it's almost like I just didn't really know why, And then now you're like
dirty inside.
Here goes Frank. He's following his dad. Dad Challenge Podcast say jump. The glare say, how high, Pops? How high, Dad? How high do you need me to jump, Dad? That's the glare. That's how he reacts.
Yeah, right. Whenever Josh, usually on his lives, the ones that I managed to be able to catch and mod for, he's going over just these videos and just kind of showing why it's like, that's what is that? And then I'm looking at that going, yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
But you're going over these analytics right now, explaining how.
It seems like we got fans of some of the people I talk about in chat, which is fine. Enjoy the show. But guys, y'all don't have to use logic with these people when there's a clear bias from their side. Right? Y'all know how I feel about this type of stuff. What would Garfield do? What would Garfield do? He would probably rip them to shreds. Garfield, who told you to come out your cage, man? If you don't get back in there, did I tell you to hand me a nasty award? No, man. Get your ass back in. Get back in that cage, man. But yeah, I would just roast them. So I wouldn't take them seriously, especially when they're not listening to logic.
How?
I've also dropped the link multiple times, guys. So if anybody wants to share their opinion, if they disagree with me so much, they're welcome to join. That's okay. I'll hear them out. Just don't try to get into a debate or something. I don't do those.
What the audience is that is attracted to this and why. When you were talking about feet and teeth, I was like, that is shocking. I would have never thought of that. I didn't
even hear that because I was arguing on the phone.
Well, okay, so basically what's happening here is they're fetishizing everything. So obviously a young teenage girl who's going bra shopping with her mom, they're going to watch that because they want to see a young girl, and even if it's not showing skin or anything, it's still the concept of the whole thing.
It's the fantasizing. Yeah.
So you made a point that said, yeah, exactly. You made a point though that says, look, if it's innocent, then it should be fine. But I'm going to make the argument that no. Here's why. Because you can't, a kid.
I don't take those guys' fans seriously. They're simps. Anyone who could just ignore blatant facts is they're just a simp. So I don't take them seriously. Just roast them.
Maybe once in a blue moon, right? If your content needs your kids in it for you to make money, you are inadvertently putting pressure on your kid's shoulders to create content because it makes you money. What if your kid doesn't want to do it one day? And I know for a fact that these kids are coerced into doing a lot of this stuff. There's videos of them out there having meltdowns on their video and they're laughing about it.
Hey, Dad Challenge Podcast. Did you coerce your kids? Did you coerce your kids? How many family vlogs did you make? You filmed the birth of one of your child, right? One of your children, you filmed that? You even had your kids come out and sing songs with you by the fire while you play guitar during live streams. You probably took those streams down. But was you coercing your children to do that? Did you manipulate them? This dude's a hypocrite.
Right? They're saying, no. Right?
That's why they don't like me. That's why they don't like me, because I call out everything. I'm not going to ignore it. I don't care about the subscriber count. I don't care about the viewership. They can make fun of me for whatever. That's cool. I'm honest, though. Disagree with me, love me, hate me, doesn't matter. I'm honest, though. Which is way more than any of these YouTubers I'm talking about can say.
These kids are actors and they have no protections. A lot of, even I think it was Tara Henderson that said, I think it was Tara, who said, I'm not going to pay my kids. They can make it on their own. I'm not going to give them anything. Right? You got people saying, oh, I might give my kids money or whatever it is. A lot of them pay their kids because they get away with paying their kids as employees because it gives them a tax break. Right? But these kids generally are just here for content. Now, not every family vlogger is like that, and I agree.
Right.
You can tell the difference between a family that needs their kids on the channel to make money and those who don't.
Exactly.
So my second tiered question here is, or whatever point, is that a kid cannot truly give consent. And even if they, Kendall Rich from It's Our Life came out and said, I get my kids' consent. And you know what? Maybe she does. But I don't think a kid can truly consent because they can't understand the ramifications of what's being put out on the internet.
So let's just say if on a hypothetical, it was 100% innocent and the parents actually listened to their kids when they said, I don't want to do it today, and they respect their wishes, fully. Like my son, he doesn't stream with me or anything like that, but he'll come in and he'll say hi when he wants to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't make him come down here and be like, yo, get over here, I'll kick your ass if you don't say hi to these people.
Shut your ass up and be the sidekick.
Sit on my lap and he'll choose.
Okay, so that's the thing. And everybody's coming at me like I'm like, don't ever put your kids on. No. My whole argument is that you know the difference between someone who needs to use their kids for content, like the Anna Ciccone Jolie, the post she just made today about the Duracell. She's got her kids sitting there. She's holding Duracell batteries.
So you can't have your kids on stream. You just can't have your kids on stream. What the hell is he saying? What is DCP saying? Oh, you can tell the ones that need it. So if you deem that someone is only getting views when they have their kids, then that means they can't have their kids on. But then if someone is having their kids on their stream on the regular, but then they could get views doing something else as well, then you don't see that as an issue. There's no actual line. You get what I'm saying, guys? There's like no actual point where he could be like, okay, this is my stance. It's wishy-washy because he's wishy-washy.
Making 10 grand, taking a picture, and Duracell will pay you a premium to put your kids in the video.
Jesus.
So that's what I'm talking about. If your kid my kid pops in here all the time in his underwear by accident. Like if your kids are in there once in a blue moon, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like these parents are putting out first periods, shaving your legs, acne problems, arguments, first dates, all this kind of stuff that men are to teeth. Someone said in the comments, the teeth is about the mouth, not about, and that's gross.
I honestly, you're not going.
Damn, the Glare going to start getting 6'2s in his comment section. Yeah, he gonna go crazy. He gonna start off the stream with a beer in his hand.
Your kid. You're not going to your kid, hey, in 5 minutes, come in the room in your underwear. You know what I mean? Like it just happens. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not exploitive at all. Because kids run around in their underwear. It's what they do.
No, your content shouldn't be your kid.
My daughter just ran in right now trying to give me pizza.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'll send it up there.
So I'm gonna set a scene for you guys. Can I set a scene? Okay.
No, of course.
So these girls, let's take LeBrant family for a second, okay? LeBrant family has to put their daughter and choose the clothes that she wears. She's 7 years old, okay? They choose the most inappropriate clothing. She almost looks like, for lack of a better term, a stripper, okay? The dance and things that they're in, they require these types of dress. And I can make an argument that they don't need this stuff. They don't need to hypersexual.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really rock with the dancing joint. I understand that it could be recreational and kids can like dancing. Some of that stuff is too crazy. I remember I went to go visit my mom. She used to watch something, I think it was called like Dance Moms or something like that. One of these dances, or Bring It, Fad. I'm like, what the hell is this? What is this? My mom's like, oh, it's a dance show. I'm like, these little girls are doing too much provocative things and too many provocative outfits. What the hell is the point of? I thought that they was going to do like some ballet, maybe some cheerleading, right? What kind of cheerleading is this? Would you go to the school of Cardi B? What? who taught these girls how to dance? And then when I realized that the instructor was a former adult film star, I was like, okay, got you. Yeah, so y'all just blatantly doing the whole P-Valley thing. Y'all doing the whole P-Valley thing. Gonna have her running a dance class now. Okay, that's crazy. But yeah, I think that definitely deserves criticism for sure. Can't argue with that. Right? I think that's outrageous.
Sexualize children to have gymnastics events. Okay, so we can talk about
pageants too. Be wilding. Like that's a whole nother discussion. I'm willing to have those taboo discussions. Right? I'm willing to have those discussions. But yeah, there's a lot of things I think that might be inappropriate.
That's a different topic. But they choose the clothes that she wears, the dance teachers that she has on, the songs that she dances to, and they purposely get this all ready. They turn the camera on, they film it, edit it, and put it out there, knowing their demographics. And they're not even in the video. Their daughter, it's all their daughter. They're not even in the video. It's all about the daughter.
Yeah. I mean, there is a
fine line. Kids are the content.
School of Cardi B of dance.
The thing about a child not being able to consent, the reason why they counter each other, the process of it, because a child always goes to their who do they go to when they need to make a decision? They go to the parent.
You missed this ever, right? I'm trying to explain people the history of where the glitter comes from, his lineage, right? How he became such a bitch. Some years ago, these group of people that's on panel, plus more, Annie from 10 Alive, a few more other people, started this fake Justice League to where they was going to talk about all these nasty type of topics, insinuating that the nastiest things is happening and that they were saviors of children. That way they could build a bulletproof, metaphorically, shield around their like fandom and careers. This is all a marketing strategy. Because if I said, and this is true at the time, hey, something ain't right over there with the Dad Challenge podcast. Something ain't right, man. The first thing that people are going to say, oh, but they do so much good. What have you ever done for the children? They do so much good. And it's like, no, they don't. They don't. They just make you think that way they could keep doing their regular business without ever receiving criticism.
Yeah. So how
you gotta take your trauma goggles off. Right. So yeah, that's why they're talking about it. So they could never get criticism. A whole lot of people do that. Mama Max. Isn't that a dude's name? Ain't that his name? I still get messages about that. Let me see. Did he delete his channel? He might still be on YouTube. Yep, Mama Max. Yep. Same thing. It's all a marketing strategy.
The parent, with every single decision that this child is making, they go to the parent, and the parent guides them through it. That's a parent's job, is to provide guidance to their child. So how are they not basically coercing these children to do this so that they profit?
They are. They have to coerce them. And the kids, you can't tell me a 7-year-old can make.
There's no way it's consensual. It can't be. That's exactly why it's not consensual. They
don't have the mental capacity to.
So do you guys know, I'm sure Josh knows, but do you guys know the rules of age of consent for content for YouTube?
No.
It's 13. So you can make content on YouTube at 13. So in essence, they are already violating YouTube terms of service.
Shut your simple ass up. That rule is for content creators. If the person is on someone else's channel, they would not be a content creator. If someone has a baby on stream, or there's a movie, because remember, YouTube has movies where there are like full-on children, babies, all types of stuff. Nickelodeon shows all on it. Man, what are you talking about? No, that's not how that works. But he's trying to take something that is a rule and stretch it to fit whatever kind of point he's making. No, that's for people to create. That's for creators, bro. If someone is a family channel and they have their kids, it's their channel, not the kids' channel. Now, if you want to dive into the other thing, I don't even know, because this is some years ago. And I know the YouTube rules update like so frequently, bro. Like they give us like an email saying, hey, from now on, we're going to do this. And from now on, you can't do this. So I would have to get an update on what is the actual age. Let me see. I can just look it up right now. Age, the lowest age you can be a YouTuber. Okay. Yeah, so it still is at least 13 to use the service. However, children of all ages may use the service if you enable it by a parent or legal guardian. So he's not even talking about you even being a creator. This is just you to be able to watch YouTube, right? And of course, they're not talking about when your phone or your parents grab the phone and allow you to use their phone. If your parents are okay with you using it, YouTube is saying it's okay with them. That's pretty much what the rule is. To get clarification, for a creator, I do think that you have to be 13 to create. Yeah, same rule applies. 13. Yep, 13 is you got to be 13 years old to create a YouTube channel. And they're saying you got to be 13 to watch YouTube of your own on your own accord. But if you're below 13, then your parents or your guardian has to be the one that is like showing you what to watch, or preferably putting you on something called YouTube Kids.
They cannot give consent legally. So that's YouTube's rules. However, I don't believe that YouTube would want to go after all these people with 10 million subscribers.
They make too much money for them.
Right. There's always the sponsors involved in YouTube would never stand for it.
No.
I mean,
right,
the ones you named earlier. Yeah, the ones you named earlier, that's insane. That's
Playboy.
That's as corporate as it gets.
Well, okay, Danielle Cohn is sponsored by Playboy, but that's on her Instagram. She does have a YouTube channel as well with millions of views. She makes money on there. But the problematic thing is that you're right. The YouTube, okay, makes when you hit a certain echelon of viewers, right? You get a YouTube manager. Okay, they give you somebody to help you make more money, to maximize your profit. So YouTube knows that these families do this. But you remember, not what is it, a year ago, 2 years ago, YouTube took down comments on family vloggers' channels, and all the family vloggers got up in arms about it.
Let me pause this real quick. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate the heck out of the support. And let me throw on the nasty song one time for the one time. Thank you again. Appreciate the heck out of that.
Yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Thank you again, Kathy. I appreciate the heck out of the support. Real talk.
Right. One of my subscribers talked about that, and it was in response to the COPPA Act, COPPA.
Yes.
So
that whole situation where they got sued and all that stuff, and
but here's what happened
like from the Daddy 05 and a few other incidents that happened on YouTube, it got crazy. YouTubers used to be able to buy mansions off of ad revenue. That was a good time before I even became a YouTuber. Boy, do I wish I started YouTube years ago. But back then, off the ad revenue, they was killing it. And then the Adpocalypse and all this other stuff, which maybe I could do a video going down into, because that's like really detailed. Long story short, bunch of nastiness was going on YouTube. The family channels made people way more aware of the nastiness, and investigating started going on. And pretty much ads and companies started like pulling their money from YouTube, saying, you're getting bad publicity all in the newspaper. We don't want to spend money with you, which caused YouTube to make their guidelines way more strict for content creators and to start doing all this other extra stuff. But there was a time where I remember YouTube reaction channels. This one dude, I might have to call my older brother to see if he remembered. There was this reaction channel that he used to react on his phone, and he was homeless. And I remember like within a few months, this nigga had a mansion from doing reactions on YouTube. I remember that joint vividly. Some of the biggest channels were like reaction channels, and you could just start your camera up, no thumbnail, and just rant. Those channels were blowing up. It was a different time. The whole like Adpocalypse and the family channel thing, all that kind of like really messed it up in total.
Side effect.
And there's people that's trying to get another one to happen soon.
Because those videos can't be monetized like Josh and my videos and your videos. They got around it by creating family content that gets individual sponsors, aka McDonald's, Always, Playboy, all that. So that's their way around it. So something happened unrelated to family vloggers called the Adpocalypse on YouTube years ago. Yep. And it was when warring channels, like, let's just say, I don't want to use Josh or anything. Let's say Penguin Z0, Charlie,
yes.
big channel. Okay, so.
We lost you.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, sounds like it.
You about to explain what I
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that Charlie's at war with Keemstar, and that didn't happen. It's hypothetical, but Keemstar will go, "Oh, Charlie sponsors Gillette razors. Well, everybody call Gillette razors."
Okay, he's talking about like the second Adpocalypse. That's not the real Adpocalypse, bro. But what he's talking about, and which is crazy, he could have just used the real incident. Keemstar and Ethan Klein from H3H3 been beefing for years. And the second Adpocalypse came around when they were beefing, and Ethan Klein decides to go, "Hey, G Fuel, you sponsor Keemstar, don't you?" And he does like a 10-minute segment on their sponsor of Keemstar. And I think Keemstar announced like the same day, the video dropped on the next day. I just got dropped from G Fuel. They pulled my sponsorship. And then because Ethan Klein's a big content creator. That's what people don't realize. When you become bigger, right? A lot of smaller channels are going to follow suit just from watching you, being inspired. So a lot of other channels started using that tactic that Ethan Klein did. Pokimane was out here. What? And this person sponsors? Who was that she did that too? It was somebody that did a Pokimane video. Oh man, I can't remember. But her reaction was to react to it. And she was like, whoever is sponsoring him, you cut off. You cut off from these streets. I'm going to hit up other businesses. I'm going to make sure they don't talk to you. And then he lost all his sponsors like the same day. I was like, damn, you know what? Like, I was at a point where I thought that was disgusting. I still think that's a nasty move. But now, because I've been canceled so much, man, I expect that to happen to me. You know what I mean? That's why I just do my Patreons and just, do my content. Right? But yeah, that was like the second coming of the Adpocalypse. A lot of people was doing that. I can't remember who she did that to, but people still do that to this day. They'll go even further. Like what they did to Sneeko was disgusting.
And tell them not to sponsor Charlie. And any advertiser will back out if they have enough backlash because they're like, not worth it.
Of course. And this is what I think
which is funny because the Galera is doing that with subscribers though, remember? Don't subscribe to this channel. I don't like them. The Galera did that recently within the last 2 days. He really was telling people to unsubscribe. If you're a fan of me, then unsubscribe from that person. That's crazy. But then look, they're being hypocrites.
Sue M, or I don't remember. I think it was Sue or Claire who in the chat was like, we need to collectively make a comprehensive list of all of the advertisers and then just say to these advertisers, look, do you realize what you're sponsoring? Do you see what you're promoting? Not necessarily go and troll them and badger them. But I think if you go at them and you say, hey, look, this is what we have. Look at this plate.
So you guys are asking for another Adpocalypse. The Galera always been cancel culture, guys. I've been trying to tell y'all. The Galera and anyone who messes with him, Morbid, they're all cancel culture.
Please explain and why are you doing it? I think
better way. As a YouTuber, there's kind of an honor code amongst us where, like, what Josh and I have a falling out or something, and Josh is sponsored by Gillette, and I'm like, this guy's he's a no good pedo jerk.
Pokemon did that to the quartering, and so
yeah, see, it was the quarter. It was someone else too. I can't remember. I haven't watched their channel in a long time, but they do like nerd culture stuff. But yeah, I think the quarter and a few other people. Yeah, Pokemon attacks sponsors on a regular basis. It's nasty as hell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I just didn't want to say it.
Oh, I'll say it. I'll say it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Happens. Yeah. And so part of me is like, the advertisers absolutely know these demographics because an advertiser will not advertise with one of these family vloggers unless they see their analytics. So they know,
Of course.
but they're going to all.
That's not true. That's not. All they need to see is the analytic of how many views do you have, bro? Oh, can you get this consistently? All right, bet. We'll sponsor you. Right. And honestly, most of the sponsors on YouTube are fake. Cats out the bag. Most YouTubers that say, hey, and this video is sponsored, and I just got a new sponsor, and then they show you something, but then it has a referral link at the end of it. Guess what? They not sponsored. What that's called is an affiliate link, which anyone can go to a website that sells something, apply for an affiliate link, and then post the link. But then they present it as, I'm getting sponsored by ExpressVPN. No, you're not. No, you're not. I got an affiliate link for ExpressVPN. I just don't post it. I wanted to see if they would give me one. I'm like, let me see. And they gave me one. I was like, oh, wow. You got to like put an application in, link to your website, yada, yada, yada. But it's not a sponsorship. It's an affiliate. It's like when you get your friend to sign up for your gym and the gym gives you like $10 off. Yes. That's what the heck they're doing. Now, you can make a decent amount of change. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like the fact that people are saying it's sponsors. It's not. It's not. It's not a real ad.
Until something happens, like an adpocalypse of sorts, until that happens, they're just going to...
I'm sponsored by the Fang Gang, my supporters.
Keep feeding it because it seems to be working for them. So what we have to do to mobilize this whole thing is, you're right. We all need to go after targeted advertising. So if Anna Ciccone and Jolie advertise for Durst...
Oh, Dad Challenge Podcast said, let's go after advertisement. Yo, wow, man. I'm telling you, the Glera has always been a cancel culture ass hoe. Always been a baby bag bitch. Woke loser.
No, we need 1,000 people right off the top to say, Duracell, I refuse to buy your batteries anymore because you advertise with Anna Ciccone and Jolie, and they have here's a video on them basically abusing their kids with cold showers. They have a video out there where they're giving...
Oh, I've seen that.
They're giving their kids cold showers because she was throwing her poop around. So they punish her. It's child abuse.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I didn't see that.
Who taped up the kid's thumb? That was Micah's family, wasn't it?
Micah did that.
What?
Yeah. Taped up a kid's thumb.
We all know Mike, like they're the worst. And if she ever came back to you,
actually, no, Dad Challenge Podcast, Micah is not the worst. You see, you only say that because it was good for your algorithm. There are a lot of worse. Don't believe me? Go and check out my useless drama channel. No, that's the name of it. There's a channel I have where I talk about drama that I don't actually care about in any way, shape, or form. Straight lazy content. But I talk about a lot of stuff on there. Some of the family channels have been extremely disgusting. I hope you guys don't hear that music playing outside, man. They're bumping loud as hell. Loud as hell. I don't know if that's the car that's passing by.
YouTube, it would be I don't even know. Like she would be ratioed in seconds flat. And I honestly believe, I truly believe this. She's coming back.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't have 685,000 subscribers sitting there for nothing.
Yeah, I think she's too narcissistic.
Well,
to say
she might come back as the villain and understand that her first video is going to get millions and millions and millions of hits.
Well, I suspect she'll do the sad fishing technique. Whereas, oh my God, I've had death threats and harassment. We loved the kid. We didn't want to rehome him. All the YouTubers are ruining my life.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be sad fishing. Yeah. And Lacey and I are going to actually...
Everybody using sad fishing, huh? I'll take that. I made it. F it. I'll take ownership. I had everyone using sad fishing, right? The nasty terms. So people still talking about some you nasty or own not nasty. That came from me, pimp. That's big facts. You know what? I used to get mad at stuff like that people copy me. And then I realized, like, man, if I'm a trendsetter, that means that my word has way more value. So let the people copy. The real one's going to know where they got it from.
We talk about a problematic channel next week. I think, Lacey, we're going to talk about a channel that, actually multiples, not just one channel. Channels that use things like losing a child or things like that and monetize it. And because you have to be very careful with it, because a lot of them are putting their lives on the world for you to see, because they're like, this is my life. It's real and raw, blah, blah, blah. But if you're using a death of a child or a miscarriage or whatever it is,
hold on, I'm going to have to disagree with this, I believe. Let me read this. Cancel culture simply means holding people accountable for their actions in the court of public opinion. It's a BS woke term that is double think. Actually, no, I would disagree with that. As far as cancel culture goes beyond that, right? I would consider cancel culture calling someone's job to get them fired because you disagree with a statement that they made, right? I don't know. Let's start naming some stuff that happened to me. Doxing me, calling my building to get me kicked out of my building, my apartment, because I made a video speaking, spreading nasty, disgusting rumors publicly in the court of public opinion, because you want to just damage the way someone is perceived that you don't like. All of these things fall under cancel culture. So thus forth, that would mean that it would be more complicated than just holding people accountable, right? I don't do cancel culture, but I do hold people accountable. But that's not me saying you need to stop making videos. You need to not be on YouTube. You need to, I don't control nothing, right? I don't have any ill intent on anyone that I speak on, right? But I do hold people accountable. I put it more simple as me just saying my opinion, right? But I don't want to cancel anybody. I'm not asking for anyone to lose their channel. The most you get from me is being indifferent. When EDP lost his channel, I was indifferent. You know what I mean? It was like, you ain't going to get me to cry about this loser. You ain't gonna, his nasty, I ain't going to cry about him. Nope. So yeah, I would disagree with that, but I respect your opinion. Let me know if I misinterpreted what you said. You know what I mean? But how you doing, Peggy? How are you?
To make money, it's problematic as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. Yeah.
But you got to be careful. You got to be careful because if you...
I think that there's...
My stomach is turning, dude. It's been turning.
Sorry, Lacey. Say what you're saying.
It's so bad.
Yeah, go, Lacey.
I was just gonna say I must be on a delay to you guys or something, but it's not a big deal. I was just gonna say that there's using your kids' medical.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole public opinion thing. I speak for myself. I give my opinion, and that's that. Right? Whatever the public thinks. Sometimes the public get it wrong, bro. The public get it wrong all the time, actually. So yeah, I don't really go by that whole thing, but I've made it pretty apparent I'm anti-cancel culture.
Stuff is that is a hole right there. But I don't know. I don't even have words for like kind of the anger that lights under me. But I lost a son a year ago, so that's probably why it's a little fresh, you know.
Well, then that's why that's why I think bringing Lacey on to talk about this is going to be important because I haven't lost someone close to me like that, and people are saying don't come after these families.
Wow. They really use that's crazy. Does Annie pop in anytime? No.
Families, because you're going to get ratioed.
Let's get these damn stats off the screen.
With the level. You know what? I actually think they're comparing to prosperity ministers.
Yeah,
you go like,
it's all the same.
Do you want the lower?
Hey, I ain't going to disagree with what you said about the gov. I don't listen. I'm about to start making some videos on Patreon on my Rumble about how I feel about the government. I can't make it on here. I can't say it too much on here, but you should have, if you've been watching me for a while, you should know my opinions on the gov. So I ain't going to argue with you on any of that.
Let's see, you give me a $10,000. I know it's your last $10,000, but you're going to get it tenfold. I'll send you some prayer water.
They straight up do that on those religious channels, on the evangelistic channels. Like
now they about to start attacking Christianity now. Like, what is going on with these people, man? How do you claim to care about people and want to help, but you attacking Christianity?
You'll see these huge evangelists with commercials like saying, hey, you buy this, you get send us $300 and you'll get this.
Hey, if anybody doing that, that's wild. If you doing that, that's crazy. I ain't gonna front. I have been to certain churches where I ended up having to walk out like, whoa, nope. You ain't getting my wallet.
Bible, and it's with a autograph by me inside, and you get this bottle of oil, this anointed oil, and it's blessed. And
you guys sub to my second channel, BXB Spoy Extra, for clips, man, for clips and bonus content. A lot of stuff on there that you probably want to see.
And I promise you, your life's gonna get better. I promise. And they do that straight up on TV, and people buy it.
Yeah,
I look at that and go, the hell makes you must think I'm stupid.
You guys know that I'm an ex-pastor.
Yeah, that was crazy. They think everybody racist. I remember when they were saying Dr. Seuss is racist. They tried to cancel Dr. Seuss. They was trying to remove books. I remember the Tommy Hilfiger thing too, when that became like a big rumor, and people were trying to call Tommy Hilfiger racist. There's a whole lot of that stuff, man. It's nasty. Cancel culture is stupid.
So
yes,
it exists for sure, but it's stupid. Like, I believe that you can strive and not let it affect you, but when you got people losing channels and whatnot, you can't say it's not real. Cancel culture is out here, man. It hits people certain ways. Like, I've been canceled more times than I could count. Right, almost every week I feel like a new cancellation pops up out of nowhere. I'm just like, all right, that's what it is. But that don't mean it's impossible for me. Like, just because I'm keep on chugging along, and I've taken a few hits, brother, and my fans been with me the whole time, rocking with me, and that's why I appreciate the hell out of y'all. Right, so yeah, it's out here and it's disgusting.
Here's how this works now. It's changed. Televangelists, except for a few, Benny Hinn, they've all been whistleblown on. They're all fake. Everybody knows that they're fake, right? But here's how televangelists works now. They've become celebrity pastors, and what they do is they start churches which become massive. Like, there's a church mega church. Like, look, there's a church called Elevation, and Elevation is, I think their annual budget is somewhere upwards of $45 million or something. The main pastor of that church, he has a 16,000 square foot mansion. He has 2 kids, right? And he doesn't even take a salary. What they do is they use their massive platform, and they have record labels now, and they put out music every.
Yeah, that's crazy. What he doesn't realize is, yes, exactly what you said, Suge. DCP was a minister at one of those mega churches. Yep. And he was fired for having too much of a following. And this is his own words too, guys. That's not me just putting extra sauce on it. I need to leak that damn interview I did with him. I'm going to post it. I'll post it on this channel. Throwback interview. DCP. Throwback interview, fam. But yeah, he admitted to that. He got fired from the church because he started to build too much of a following. That was his words. Why would a church fire you for that? Was you being nasty? Was you telling them to help your cause with this bullcrap YouTube career?
Sunday, 10,000 reasons by everything. Okay, listen to this. Every Sunday, there's an artist called Matt Redman. Every Sunday, at least 100,000 churches are playing the song 10,000 Reasons. Matt Redman makes millions of dollars off people playing his music because that's an artist. These pastors, celebrity pastors, they write shitty books and sell their books to their fans, and they make millions off their book deals. That's how they make millions.
My question about that is if it's still a record label, but it's a gospel record label, or the books that you're writing are gospel books, right? Are they not taxed?
No, you're not taxed because you're tax exempt at these churches because they're nonprofit organizations.
Yes,
I know the church. Isn't, but I'm saying
I had to look into that. I don't know much about that situation, but I'm gonna have to look into it. That sounds crazy.
The record labels taxed, or
no? They're
they're
nonprofit.
They're all nonprofit. They're all subsidiaries of the main company.
I don't think that's true. He said all record labels are nonprofit. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. If I should hit up one of my friends that's in the industry. They'll probably hit me back before the stream's over. But yeah, nah. Only certain labels are nonprofit. Not every. No, that sounds crazy. Very small. Yeah, nah. Not every record label is nonprofit. There's a few that are, but no, that's not how that works. Yo, they're bugging. They're just saying stuff. Let me hit up my homie that's in the industry and see. Just to be sure. Let's see if he actually hit me back fast. Let's see. Are all record labels non-profits? Record labels non-profit? Just heard someone say. Let's see if he hits me back before the live stream. So I know he's gonna hit me back, but let's see if he can hit me back quick. I know this is the Glitter, but who is the other man speaking? Dad Challenge Podcast. Truthie Magoo, Mr. Nut, and somebody named Alapa Lacy La, whatever. Let me show you the screen real quick. I don't mind showing you guys. Like, I ain't trying to like. I'm trying to avoid copyright. I know these guys started to get real crazy. When I started to get on them and started being heavier with the roast, they started to get real copyright happy. So they already threatened me multiple times within the last few days. The Glaver said he wanted to beat me up in real life, not just with like gloves, but in the street. This dude, and he also admitted to, having my information, sharing it. Same thing with this dude, Morbid. He admitted to having my information, my personal information, threatened to sue me. So I usually just keep up the like photos for comedic effect as well as copyright. Only religious one, a nonprofit. Okay. So religious ones, I'm not sure that all religious record labels are nonprofit. I'm not sure that's true either, to be honest. Because there's records because it's a sub company. And yes, a lot of labels are not actual labels. They're sub companies for another label, a big label. But that doesn't make it a nonprofit. I don't make it a nonprofit. We'll see. My homeboy's gonna hit me up and tell me. He would know. So he got plaques on his wall, current plaques, right? So he would know. That's a good source.
The church isn't, but I'm saying, are the record labels taxed or the?
No, they're
they're
nonprofit.
They're all nonprofit. They're all subsidiaries of the main company. That's pretty much how it works. Right. Yeah,
it's a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
That's what I have.
Religious umbrella,
but it's a little different.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that's the case for all of them. Yeah, nah. Or religious labels. We gonna get to it. Religious record labels. I would assume you can say it's, but then not. That sounds crazy. Let me put record labels at the end of that. That sounds wild. Record labels. And can record label be religious nonprofit organization, churches? I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna look more into it because that actually seems like something I would like to deep dive on. But yeah, nah, none of them are popping up. Can religion-driven bands be for? I can help but wonder. Same people who try to file for that, but hell no. If you paying people to, I'm gonna have to look into that. I gotta look into that.
So when I was a kid, I went through a phase when I was a kid where I was Pentecostal, right? And the way that they told me and they taught me, I would not listen to worldly or secular music. I wouldn't listen to any popular bands. It had to be some form of, it could be Christian rock. I listened to a lot of Christian rock, Petra, Deliverance, which was metal.
To hell with the devil.
Zayo, but you're only allowed to listen to that. You're sinning if you're listening to secular worldly music.
That would make sense. I think that some people would probably try to, like maybe if it was a small record label, like say it only had like one artist and the owner of the record label, maybe. Let me see. Lecrae, that's a gospel rapper, right? And I think he signed his own label. Let's take a look real quick. I don't want to derail too crazy, but I gotta know this now. Record label Reach, is that his joint? Reach Records, American label specializing in Christian hip hop. The label. Okay. Let's see. Let's look it up. It would be able to tell me from the website, right? I don't think so. Reach Records, the About section. We got into this love of hip hop. Check out the deeper. Yeah. I don't know if this is a nonprofit. Especially they selling merch, bro. They selling merch. Get out of it. No, I don't think this is a nonprofit, pimp. Let me put nonprofit. Reach Records. Nah. I'm not seeing that. Yeah, so I don't think that statement is true. The Reach Life, the long time nonprofit. I'm a Reach. Yep, I just looked it up too. Okay, so Reach Records is a gospel record label, and it's for profit. They have a different section of that label called Reach Life. That's a arm, quote unquote, or branch of that record label, and that is nonprofit. And it was announced that it will be inactive in 2015, meaning that they are 100% for profit. So that statement is crazy and inaccurate and wrong. So yeah, you're right, Ellen. Not all Christian record labels are nonprofit. My bad. I had to look into that.
No, imagine that. So you wonder, it's probably not that big of an audience, but the thing is they're definitely buying that stuff because they're not allowed to buy anything else. So they're definitely buying.
Well, okay,
I was a Mennonite, and my mom was born in a Mennonite colony. And so I was pumped down my throat as a kid. I was sent to Christian camps in the summer.
Yeah.
I always had a this doesn't seem right to me kind of feeling. And then I finally rebelled completely. But but I will say, Josh, there are still the old school Jimmy Swaggarts and Peter Popovs out there not doing record label stuff solely. They'll tell you, we will cure your cancer.
Yeah.
You give us $500, we'll cure your cancer.
Yep. Oh yeah, and they get away with it. But I want to pivot back to MLMs and through churches. So not only are a lot of these family vloggers Christian, then they're totally live other life.
No.
Again, our life, Kendall. She says she's Christian. She says a fundamental.
Why does he keep going at the Christians, bro? They really don't like Christians, and I feel like right now in society, people make it or try to make it seem like it's cool to attack Christians. I don't like that.
And listen, she's got fake boobs and Botox galore. Daughters dressed like hookers. It's really, really weird how they profess that they're Christians, but their whole lifestyle is like about Gucci and backpacks and all this craziness.
You gotta stop that. You can't do that. You can't do that Dad Challenge podcast, because I could do the same thing. I could pick you apart and say how you not being Christian. So let's not play that game.
They do. But what they do now, pivoting back, is that churches now have become the epicenter for MLMs. So these women infiltrate these churches and they use the churches for their sphere of influence, and they sell inside the churches. They have all these parties, and a lot of churches allow them to like rent rooms, to have spaces to do it all.
They're making money.
And it's a lot of pastors' wives who are doing it.
It's a perfect marriage.
Yep.
Man, this dude's great. That's a crazy theory. I don't know how true that is. MLMs are everywhere. All right. So I don't know how true that is, to be honest.
It's
tax free.
Yeah,
that's how Scientology made it big. Before Scientology was classified as a religious organization.
Just compared Scientology to Christianity. Nasty song gotta go off for that. Ask, you ain't gonna disrespect my Lord. This man's bugging.
Yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Nasty as hell. You say Gucci means you're not Christian. Yeah, right. Like, if we were to really go by this, right? I don't want to do this because I don't like debating religion. Okay, Dad Challenge podcast. By definition, your branding, coming up with like a logo, selling merch with anything kind of logo on it. People can argue that that's not Christian. What's the exact term? If I'm not mistaken, the Lord said there should be like no false idols. And also that he is everything. So by selling a shirt with anything on it, it would be like a false idol, right? Especially if it's your name, right? And people can argue that. Me, I'm not gonna like hound someone over that. I got merch, right? You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna let someone tell me I'm not a real Christian because I have merch. You see? And I can do little things like that and pick apart a bunch of stuff about Dad Challenge podcast that could be deemed as a sin or unchristian like, right? But I'm not going to do that because my criticism for him has nothing to do with his beliefs on religion. I don't think it's right to attack religion in any way, shape, or form. I am a Christian. My love for the Lord is strong. I'm only going to defend the Lord. I'm not going to use the Lord to attack people. I don't think he's down with that. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's nasty from what I'm hearing right now. But everyone's entitled to their opinions. Everyone's entitled. It's okay.
They spent all of their money fighting for that status.
Yeah.
And there's a video you can watch of, I forgot his name, the guy who heads the Scientology church. He's crazy.
L. Ron Hubbard.
David Miscavige.
Okay.
Miscavige, yeah.
Yeah. What a perfect name. So his biggest video that he made, it was an internal leaked Scientology video. We did it. We've won. We finally we're a viable religion, bro. And he just goes on and on and on. And
just to on that one, if anyone, I think it's on Netflix or on Hulu, I'm not sure, but Leanne somebody or something or another, very famous actress.
Leah Remini.
Yes.
Leah Remini, yeah.
She has a whole 2.5 seasons on Scientology. And now she's starting.
It's getting crazy. It's getting to a crazy conversation.
You could say, they're coming into a better life and all that stuff, but at the same time, he said that people will go in and these people have almost nothing, almost zero to nothing. They'll get offered a large sum of money to them, which is considered a large sum of money, and they will sell their kid and that's it. That's kind of how this works. And this happens thousands upon thousands of times a year or more. Like we're talking, when you go into a third world country, whatever it is, it's actually easier. You can just go get a kid. There's ways that people are doing this, and it's just being overlooked because
let me put this
for whatever reason.
I was going to let it slide, but then I'll scroll back up. He says, since when is voicing an opinion considered an attack? That goes a lot of ways, right? That's a slippery slope. I can see the defense that you're trying to use. But say, for instance, right? And this is not me saying this about you. I'm just saying an example. If someone was to say, you a bitch, or just start throwing a bunch of things that could be considered an insult, and you be like, wait, whoa, why are you coming at me? I'm not coming after you. I'm just voicing an opinion. There's a difference, right? You can voice your opinion in a way to where it is blatantly an attack or a jab, right? You hear the word attack and you think that it means that you're going after someone like to an extreme extent. No. But you can go after someone or throw a jab, right? There's certain things. Like recently, someone said something really passive aggressive in a video about me concerning me eating processed foods. Sure, you can frame that like it was an opinion, but you would be delusional or just being dishonest if you were to say that wasn't an attack, right? Does it mean that I'm triggered or hurt or bothered? No, not at all. But sometimes you got to just call things for what it is, right? Now, when it comes to religion, if the opinion is unsolicited about my religion and you're going hard for it, which I've had people come into the chat and try to debate me about Christianity. And then once I state, hey, that's a boundary for me, I don't debate Christianity. And they just keep going with these opinions. And I'm like, I don't debate Christianity. That's my boundary. And they keep going. At what point is it not an attack on my religion? Right. As I'm just saying my opinion. Nah, when it's unsolicited and you're doing it over and over again and you're doing it in a certain way and you could be smug, it's a whole bunch of things that would make it an attack. Right. So I don't live in a world where I throw rocks and then hide my hands. I do believe that stating your opinion should be allowed. Right. But I also believe that you should stand on it. Like I would respect someone more if they said, yeah, I am attacking your religion. Then now we know that you won't respect my boundary and then we can move forward in a better way, right? But then to throw rocks and then hide your hand and act as if you're not attacking something, come on, bro. Come on. I could give my opinion about a whole bunch of things and it would be an attack. And there's times when I just give my opinion and it's just my opinion, right? Like I don't throw jabs at the glitter and then be like, I never threw jabs at him. I am giving my opinion, but when I call him a wino and a drunk, and it is what it is, right? It is jokes, but if he felt attacked, I would just be like, whatever. I wouldn't care, right? I would even call him soft because of the way that he speaks about people. But if you've seen when I talk to people that are not aggressive, and if they do feel like I'm being too aggressive, I will let them know that I'm not trying to like go after them or attack them, right? It's not really so me bending the knee or catering to people that are soft, but it's just acknowledging it. And also the other is an option where you can say, yeah, I attacked you. What you gonna do? Yeah. Yep, I said it. What you gonna do? With Morbid, there is no respect there from me. If I roast him, I roast him. And he said, oh man, BX attacked me. Well, not in a literal sense, but if he says that I'm going after him as far as me just roasting him, like, okay, I just have to take that. So what? You know what I mean? So I hope that gives clarification. And I do want to state that just because I, gave you some criticism for your comment doesn't mean that I'm trying to like go after you or call you out or anything. I just disagree with that statement. Or I think that you wasn't really getting the context of the statement that I made.
Like, let's say a wealthy family can't have kids and they don't want to adopt. They don't want to go through the whole process. And sometimes if you do go through the process, by the time I'm an adopted dad, I have 2 kids, right? But when you do it, right, sometimes it can take years. And so a lot of these people want toddlers, babies, so they can have them from the form of their birth and onward. So if you wait for an adoption, it could take years. By the time you get the kid, it could be a toddler. So some of them will just use their privilege and wealth, go to another country, and they will just buy a kid. And this happens all the time. And not necessarily being trafficked into these things, but they're being bought. And so I think it's being overlooked because a lot of them are like, well, they're
like based on a science fiction book. I don't know. Let me know if I'm right. But I believe that I heard that was based on like a science fiction book or something. It's like that, right? I could be wrong.
In a third world country where they're not going to have a good life, coming into a family that has a good life, and they just overlook it. They justify it. But I don't think that's proper. There's no way you should be able to do that.
Well, that's what he was saying, was that the paperwork where he's at is nil. So, and after a while, nobody's going to ask any questions.
Exactly. Cancel culture is not just saying an opinion. It's believing your opinion should trump others' opinions, as well as other people should be punished for not having the same opinion as you. Yep. That would be cancel culture in the full. And I'm not down with that. I don't believe certain users are what they are trying to represent. A troll is a troll, even with religion. Yeah. I get you on that. I definitely get you on that. You said, what's your definition of that? I can't tag my phone, but we'll say this. I'm a revert for 30 years. Don't ever bring religion into chat. Hey, I can understand that. If certain people are not comfortable, like with me, right? My boundary is debating religion. I don't do that. But I'm going to mention my love for the Lord. Am I going to force it upon people and try to make you the same religion? No, hell no. I think that actually scares people away from it, right? But yeah, that's just my stance on it. So I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. 100%. I understand where you're coming from. You said to attack people, in my opinion, and text says something like anyone deemed as an enemy, church. Oh, that's crazy. If that's true, that's nasty. That's what it says? In the science, we're going to try to not say their name. And the scientists, Bill Nye, the science guy. I don't know what Bill Nye is. Shout outs to him. I heard he woke now, though. Ugh. I'm going to remember Bill Nye for how I used to remember him, teaching me about science. That's how I remember Bill Nye. Bang, gang, all day. All day. I wasn't responding. I know. I know. I just wanted to like speak on it because I saw it in the chat. I know you wasn't like responding to me or coming after me. I was responding to the chatters who were saying it's not right to attack any religion. It wasn't meant for you. No, I get it. I understand. And you don't have to like clarify or apologize. I understand. You listen, you're entitled to your opinion as well, man. I want my chat to be freedom. You know what I mean? So no, I get it. I know you're not coming after me. No, I get it. And I don't want you to think that I came after you just because I pulled your comment on the screen, right? We just having a discussion, right? I'm the place where we can have taboo discussions as long as it's not breaking guidelines of YouTube. But I'm with the taboo discussions. We could disagree, go back and forth, right? I'm okay with that. You said my comments are not meant for BX. I know. I'm just reading them. I'm just reading the comments. I don't want you guys to think that I'm taking any of these things anyway. Let me stop pulling them comments up. I'm going to just read them. Right? I'm just reading. I don't want you guys to think that I'm taking it anyway. We just having a discussion. Yes, BX, I'm very well versed in it. May not be able to quote it word for word, but I've been a supporter of Leah since she left. Leah, are you talking about homegirl from that was on Saved by the Bell and King of Queens? Man, I looked into a little of her story. The fact that doesn't get spoke about more is crazy. Are we talking about the same person? King of Queens? King of Queens. Let's see. Yeah, that is Leah. On the file itself. Yeah, fam. Crazy. I looked into some of that. Crazy. Some of the things she said is outrageous, and the fact that it's not spoken about or looked into a little bit more, at least, is worrisome to me. But it is what it is. Know what I mean? It is what it is. Look at her when she was young. Damn. What was that? When the King and Queen started? Yeah, I had to look up a picture to make sure we was talking about the same person. I remember when she was on Saved by the Bell. But yeah, some of the stuff I've looked at. There's a documentary on Netflix, y'all saying? Oh, wow. We might have to do a watch party and check it out together. You said, not at all. Watch someone insulting other religions, and I'm tired of immature chat. And no problem at all. I get what you're saying. Ellen. Yeah, like I don't do the insulting religion stuff, and that's not me. I don't go after people for their religion, even if it's a different religion than mine. I have respect for everyone's religion. I feel like that's just a boundary that I just set, right? But I do go after people that go after mine, right? As far as me roasting them, I will roast the hell out of somebody that talks about Jesus like that, right? Like if anyone tries to disrespect my Lord, I will defend him without a doubt, right? But I'm not debating him. I'm just roasting. I don't do religious debates. I just don't think that's right for me.
Be like, yeah, it's been your kid for years.
Unless maybe you are two priests or two like ministers or something going back and forth. Okay, maybe.
I know.
Well, and Margaret has a good point in the chat. Like Micah did. They instead of fostering. So here's why family vloggers won't foster. Okay, you can't put foster kids on a video. You can't. You're not allowed to. If you're going to be a foster parent, you cannot put them out there for the world to consume. It's like illegal. You're not supposed to do it. So that's why they won't do it. So if all these family vloggers were so,
if people like come after my, like this is a guy, for example, Hunter Avalon, such a loser. He attacks Christianity on a regular basis. I don't mind roasting him, right? I don't mind roasting him, but am I going to attack his faith? No.
Oh, pure of heart and all that stuff. They would just foster. They have enough money. They have these giant houses. Why not foster? DCP Tom. He's one of my co-hosts. The guy fosters a kid like twice a year. He's got like 12, 15 kids that have come through his house. He fosters. They're not allowed to put it on the online, but they do it out of the goodness of their heart, right? So what these families do is they adopt because they can put those kids on TV. The Micah Stauffer situation, this is what happened with her, right? She went to China. It was easier. She found a kid that had issues because it was easier, right? It was just a fast track to adoption. That's why she did it.
Yep.
Man, I'm sick of them talking about Micah Stauffer. Yeah, she wilded out. Micah Stauffer wilded out, but the way that they dragged it was crazy. DCP dragging the hell out of the Micah Stauffer situation. Straight nasty to me. But tell me what you think in the comment section. That was the Justice League. That was a little Justice League that they had. I think I popped into the chat somewhere at this point, but I'm not going to skim through it. I ain't doing all of that. I ain't going to be doing all of that, fam. I ain't going to be doing all of that. But I think I popped up and was like, man, no, I ain't going to join your damn team. I don't think I called in, but I think I was in the chat. They probably removed me from the chat. Yeah. Just like they removed the videos talking about me. But yeah, that's my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. I know I made a lot of changes recently, and it's because I'm trying to make sure I'm good out here in these streets. So this is probably the last big one, but guys, I have a new channel. It's for my live streams and my podcast, Real Talk with BXB Boy. You can find that link. That is a train going on in the background. I'm not editing out. You can find that the link somewhere on my channel. If you go to my homepage, I'll probably have it in the pinned comments too as well. If not, in the description. So go and check that out. That's where you can catch topics not only early and way before they come out on my main channel, but you actually get to hang out with me and just have conversations, maybe even ask me for advice or just ask me whatever questions you want to have, or ask. So go and check that channel out, subscribe to that. Make sure you check out my previous episodes of my podcast. I appreciate the heck out of y'all, man. Also, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Helps me keep going. You never know, man. I might get canceled. You might come on here. I might be gone tomorrow. Never know. Check me out on Patreon to find exclusive content. You also get early access to a bunch of stuff as well. Check that out.